Back with Bobby and JJ Radio, we have Mr. Pete Hero, my personal hero, and Alicia Haff, his better half as far as business. And Pete is a certified financial planner. He advises business owners and individuals on insurance solutions and retirement planning. And Alicia Haff is an attorney that has really made the ACA, Affordable Care Act, her passion. So let's jump right back in with Alicia. So why can't the government just require insurance companies, guarantee anyone who wants health coverage, why can't they just get it?
Well, they can, and they have pretty much.
They have.
But it's only the first half of the problem, because if you as the insurance carrier are required to offer health care coverage at a base rate, which is what happens in the individual market, irrespective of someone's illnesses, and that's all that's there, well, then you're going to have all the sick people go to get insurance, and nobody else is going to go, and so the carrier is going to be upside down.
Right.
And we've got it's an unbalanced situation, if you will.
Sure. I'll give you an example, a real-life example. The state of Kentucky attempted to do just that. They required health insurance companies to guarantee issue of the policies. And so what happened is that they had more sick people sign up than healthy people.
Sure, because they're the ones that need it.
That's right, exactly. And then after a year went by, insurance carriers, like Alicia was saying, had to increase their premiums. So what happened in that situation is that the healthy people, because of the increase in premiums, dropped the insurance, and then what would happen to the newly sick people? They would jump on the policy. And then so what that created was what we refer to as a death spiral, where you have more unhealthy people than you do healthy people.
So
right.
There's no subsidizing.
The death spiral. So in that situation, Blue Cross Blue Shield lost $500 million. And was forced to leave the state. Other states have attempted the same thing, like the state of New Jersey and so forth, and where the premiums for a household the average was like $3,600 a month. So like Alicia said, that's just the first part of the equation.
Well, how did Massachusetts handle this differently?
Well, yeah, Massachusetts, what they did, and their political people, you had, of course, and I don't want to get so much in politics, but you had the Democrats to address the issue of the death spirals. What they wanted to do is they proposed a single payer public option is what they wanted to do. They say, hey, we're just going to do a public option. But the Republicans, led by Mitt Romney, who was the governor at the time, wanted to preserve the private marketplace, private insurance. They wanted private insurance companies to still play a part. So that's where they came up with Romney Care, where they attempted to provide universal coverage. And at the time, Massachusetts' uninsured rate was at 20%. Now it's at 3%.
Wow!
So they have the lowest uninsured rate in all 50 states. Right?
So Romney Care worked.
For what they
no, it did not work. That's part of the
yeah. Well, that's just what they try to, as far as lowering the uninsured rate. Yes, but there are all sorts of unintended consequences.
Alicia,
and so forth.
Alicia, how is this all different or how is Obamacare different?
Obamacare added in another piece, and I defer to Pete more about this because I do stay as far away from politics as I can. I know. So the Romney Care, I have not focused so much, but my understanding is Obamacare added in, or ACA added in, the employer's got to pay something. And that's basically what you have, where we have that concept of affordability. And so you as an employee are going to be offered insurance if you're eligible. I, as the employer, am required to make the coverage affordable for you so that you don't get into a situation where you're going to have to pay $1,000 for your coverage a month, right? And the affordability is basically 9.5% of the employee's income on a monthly basis. So that's one of the differences with Obamacare.
Right, and exactly. Obamacare, what they added was they wanted to preserve the employer-sponsored health insurance market. So, and in addition, collect some of the revenue that is going to be required to pay for the law from the employer. So that's the primary difference. But on the individual side, it's really just a carbon copy of what they did in Massachusetts.
And Alicia, what is the employer mandate, and what's wrong with it right now?
Well, going back to politics, I won't say anything's wrong with the employer mandate.
Okay.
I'm sure we have lots of listeners who say, yeah. No, I mean, the employer mandate is here one way or the other. So what it is it basically says if you, and we're going to start in 2016, there are rules right now in 2015, but we're almost into the year. So in 2016, if you're an employer who has 50 or more employees that are full-time equivalents in your employ, you're required to offer benefits, or you may face penalties, which are actually excise taxes if you fail to do so.
Right.
That's the concept, is you have to pay or play.
Right.
Now, important to note, it's not breaking the law to choose not to offer health insurance, but you will have to pay something, most likely, if one of your employees goes and gets
Did this cause any
coverage.
businesses to go out of business?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, let me touch on that because this is how Alicia and I met. Talking to a local company, pretty well known. I won't mention them by name, but that was the conversation, that the mandate was going to force them out of business because they had just gained a profitability. They spent the last 3 years recovering from a down market. So knowing what the expense would be to them, they were fearful of that. And then that's where I brought Alicia into the picture to help us.
We're going to pick this right up. Do not move an inch.